Hi, I'd like to start the show with a song. New you. The song's being offered as a connection to the real guides to get some real guidance and some real education about why we came here and our purpose. We're being offered this by Duane who has wrote the New Adventure Is series of books, and he goes by Duane the Great Writer. This opportunity is being offered for those who are ready to investigate for themselves, see if it's something that is important to each one of us. I'll read a little bit about what Duane the Great Writer has wrote in A Journey to Real Freedom, which is Nubook 2 of the Adventure Is series, The Amazing Romantic Adventures. So let's see what it has to say, and if you're interested in more. Most kids like me do feel secure because they have their parents around to give them confidence. I was still at an age where I didn't really mind going to school because I liked the friends I had, and besides, I was too young to work. Rebisar, who is one of the universal guides, would sometimes warn me about certain situations that would come into my life, and for me to watch out for them. It took me a while, but I finally started realizing what a great friend Rebisar always is. I would ask the other kids in school about their dream friends, but they would look at me like I was weird. Then I found out that none of them even knew about their dreams or had friends in them. I asked Rebisar one day why my friends didn't know anyone like him. That is a good question, and I will be glad to explain. Remember your desire to get to the ocean, he said, rubbing his beard. Oh, yes, I said, it is all I think about. Well, you created the desire for something. You, along with others, were shown certain things in the unseen world, but only you responded. The other students let their real view go and decided to live their outer physical life only. They were not interested in using their real awareness. The ocean that you desired, the Pacific Ocean, is a reflection of the real ocean of reality that the real you came from. The real ocean of life is actually all brilliant light and sound, and the oceans on the lesser levels are a reflection of the pure and true reality. Your outer mind thinks it is the ocean in the physical world, but the real you knows it is the true reality that you are looking for. Someday I will take you to many other oceans, he said. What is the real you? I asked. These are the terms that you will use to relate to your real awareness that operates your 5 bodies. Aside from the body form you see, you are a great being of light. Someday you will come to realize this. When that time comes, you will become aware of all your lives here and on all the various levels. Until then, you will become aware gradually with the new sound I gave you, he said. This is great. I like it, I said. The new sound is just for you. You are to keep it a secret from all those you know until I show you when to tell others. Your intent has stayed with your real course, and that is why you and I meet all the time. You keep deciding we will. Your real desire is to be with the great reality where you came from. As you become more aware through the years, you will come to realize the true reality is you. You have a big future, Duane, but all in good time. You are being trained to take on the real position. Very few Earth people will ever know about it and what it really is and what it means. You are very young now, and the way is being prepared for you, he said with a grin. Rebisar, I asked, will Mom ever know about any of this? Not this time around. She is the instrument through which you came because of the events that took place in the past. That will be as far as she goes for now. She has made her choices about how her life is to be, and she is not willing at this time to venture any further, he said. What about anyone in her family? I asked. Not at this time, he replied. Wow, what was I getting into here? I was too young to understand why someone like Mom wouldn't understand what was taking place within her. Rebisar was right. I tried to tell her so many times about what was going on with my dreams. But what I got from her about the stories I shared, she seemed to think that I just had a good imagination. It rather amazed me, even at my age, how she was not really interested in hearing what I had to say about my adventures. I could tell she did not really think that I was having dreamland experiences according to what she knew. She probably thought they were just dreams that I was having at night, which I began to learn meant nothing to most people. Rebisar said that most people are asleep to a real life and that it takes many lifetimes to start to wake up for one to want to pay attention to what is taking place with us. Your dreams are the first part of an extension of yourself. They do give evidence there is more than just your physical existence, but the heart of the matter lies in your real being, the real you, that none of the systems of the world knows about in the true sense. There are those that do profess they do, but once you have a look from the other side, you can see that most of them are just creating a front for others to support them with. There are very few that know what reality is. Most of mankind prays to gods that do not really exist. These are the space gods. that have been imagined down through human history. Someday you will assist in teaching others the real connection. For now, your life will go on as it should until you have become fully aware and are able to provide a real service, he said. Years before I became the teenager, Rebisar introduced me to many different beings, and one of them was Ursula, the mermaid. One day, while I was at the beach with Mom and she was at the restaurant, I began to hear Rebisar talking to me while I was playing with someone I met at the beach. "Look out in the water, Duane," he said. As I turned to look, I saw a girl with blonde hair waving at me from the water. I could only see her body from the arms up. Then she dove underwater and suddenly she had a fish's tail. I immediately stood up and ran to the water and walked through the small waves. I looked all around for her for several moments as she once again came to the surface very close to me. As she looked at me with only her head out of the water, I could sense an impression from her. "I will see you in your dreams, Duane," she said. Then she was gone. I stood there for the longest time and waited to see if she would return, but she did not. As I turned and walked back to my friend, I began to wonder if I really did see her. When I sat in the sand with my friend, I asked him if he saw anything in the water. And he said he saw me looking all around. This was my first encounter with Ursula. That night, when I went to sleep, and I was suddenly on the beach to meet Rebisar, he was standing with a blonde girl who was older than me. I walked over to them, and she said, "Hello, Duane. I am Ursula," as she stretched out her hand to me. I was surprised to see that she did not have a fishtail. Then she laughed and said she could change and have legs. "You are going to have fun with Ursula, Duane, as she will teach you a lot. It is time for many more adventures. All of this is our secret, and the world will not know for a long time to come. It is not important that others know, because they would just try and destroy what you are experiencing. People on the earth cannot be trusted, and you will go through a lot to learn this, and you will," said Rebisar. Rebisar was right. I began to have many experiences with Ursula in my dreams at night. When I would go to sleep and find myself on the beach she would be in the water swimming around. She also had two other sisters that would show up from time to time, but it was usually Ursula and me. The beach we liked had waves that broke in different areas, and it was Ursula that introduced me to surfing at a young age. When Mom and I would go to Long Beach, I would ride the small waves there on rubber rafts she would rent for me until I got my own. I had never seen surfing before on the earth, and so this was all new to me. I was about 10 years old when I took my first wave with her in my dreams. Because I could fly in my dreams, standing on the surfboard became very easy. At this time, I did not realize that I would also be surfing on the earth. Ursula could transform her fin into legs and come on the land. And of course, we flew together when she wanted to show me around. This was a great time in my life, and Mom never knew about it, and I never told no one.